Yeah. I know a lot of y'all know how I get down as far as with the music thing and movies and TV or whatnot, but today I'm out here on a whole different path.
That's
you know what
right.
I'm saying? Now what I want to say is that, you know, I come from Eastside Long Beach, home where gangbanging is an all-time must, and cripping is at an all-time high. And I was once a Crip gang member. And, you know, through my growing up in this music game, I learned how to better control myself and better control my attitude. And once I got a chance to see the movie Redemption, you know what I'm saying, starring Jamie Foxx, good thing he had me come down into the premiere to see it because I knew nothing about it. Once I seen that movie, it drew me more intact with what I really needed to be doing, and that was contacting the kids and touching the people in the community. And what was so crazy was that I didn't get this from somebody that was on the streets. I didn't get this from my father or uncle. I got this from Stanley Tookie Williams, a brother that was locked up on death row. He inspired me to want to do something positive with my life and to go touch them kids and to really be in their face and not just send an autograph or act like I was going to show up, but really come to the place and show up and touch hands with the people. So I want to say to you, Governor, that Stanley Tookie Williams is not just a regular old guy. He's an inspirator. He inspires me, and I know I inspire millions. So if he's inspiring me and I inspire millions, you add that up. That's over 100 million people that's inspired by what he do. So what I want everybody to do right now, I just want y'all to put two fingers in the air like this, and when I count to three, say change gonna come. 1, 2, 3.
Change gonna come.
1, 2, 3.
Change gonna come.
We love you, Stanley. Keep your head up, OG.
I want you to take a second real quick and think to yourself right now, when you hear the word Crip, who do you think people think of? Who is the biggest Crip in America? Who stands to profit the most off of Bloods and Crips? If not, I'm going to tell you, the person that stands to benefit the most off of Bloods and Crips is not just one person, but it's an industry. It's the entertainment industry, the music industry, the television industry. Entertainment industry itself stands to benefit more by Bloods and Crips in the notoriety of them and to continue to drive the narrative that gang banging and being in the streets and all that shit is cool. It's the thing to do. When it comes to today's entertainment industry, you think of the word Crip, and there's one person that comes to mind, right? One person, and at least for me. Y'all tell me in the comments who you think it is, because when I think of Crip, I think of Snoop Dogg, right? Snoop is the biggest Crip in the world. Right now, at this point right now, he's superseded Tookie Williams, who we about to talk about today. And when you think about Crip, when you think about Snoop Dogg, I mean, we see him even as of recently. I mean, the man's in his 50s now, right?
Showing me Crippin' one-on-one. This is how.
You gotta spin it first. See how I spit that tight?
Yes, that's the gangbang spin with the tie. Damn. Yo.
Then watch out put him in his back pocket though. Sarah filming you from the back. Watch out get his back pocket. Left side. Left side.
He hits the stage, he's draped out in an all blue rag, button up like, you know what I mean? Like a whole little, you know what I mean? He got the whole blue flag on there, you know what I mean? You look at the cover of Mount Westmore, he's throwing up a hood. I mean, you could even just go to Apple Music and just look up Snoop Dogg. The first image of him showing up is going to show him chucking up his hood, right? So definitely Snoop Dogg and gangster go together, right? Crip go together, right? However you want to word it, whatever, however, right? So with that being said, we know that Snoop Dogg had a very, 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 very good relationship with Stanley Tookie Williams, who is one of the originators of the Crips out of Los Angeles, right? We know he had a very good relationship. He was very vocal about Stanley Tookie Williams and his execution and how he was riding for Tookie and what he was going to do for Tookie. He was very vocal about how he was going to carry Tookie Williams' legacy on and how Tookie Williams would live through him and how he was so saddened and hurt that Tookie Williams was being executed.
I just picture me and Stan. I keep it with me everywhere I go. You know, a lot of my people were scared. Like, you know, why you representing him, man? Why you standing up for him? I'm like, you know what? I feel him. I feel like we're the same kind of people. So I felt like he didn't have a voice. So I wanted to put a voice on him and give him a voice so he could be heard. And that's why I got involved. This piece right here I wrote, it's called Until We Meet Again. When we first met, your seed of peace was planted. Through me, I tried to highlight and make sure your clemency would be granted. I used to bang, but I didn't know what I banged for. They say my words could stop off, drop off, or potentially pop off a gang war. Food for thought is better than a meal. Until we meet again, I'ma stay real in the field. Until we meet again, I will better my oratoricals. Until we meet again, I will pass on your editorials. And through time, I will build my architectural mind and continue to let this little light of mine shine, shine, shine. Love is love, and true teachers educate. Until we meet again, I pledge to elevate. All my little sisters, brothers, black, brown, white, left, wrong, or right, and through your passing, we will celebrate your life. Not in a negative way, because I understand no matter how right you do, to them, to me, to you, it ain't easy being a black man. And I had to stop and ask myself, why was I connected with this brother? As I look in the mirror, I soon discovered how connected we really are. I mean, we really is. We started off wrong, learned to do right, changed our life for the love and the life of kids. I finally had somebody I could call an advisor, a little bit sharper, older, righteous, and wiser. You touched so many people, Stan, and I'm just one of the few. And I thank God up above that I had the pleasure to fellowship with you. Now, I wanted to start some ruckus when the governor made his decision. Was it based on politics, race, or religion? For the state of the youth, I managed to stay sang-fra. That's a word Stan taught me. That's calm under pressure for those unaware. Until we meet again. But only God can judge you, Stan, and man to man. I know, now I know, so I'll proceed with the program. We talked about doing books in the visit. I told you the concept and I could tell you could dig it. How could you stand with him, Snoop Dogg? What about the crimes he committed? I forgive and forget it. If you black like me, you're guilty to proving innocent. And furthermore, I don't believe Stan did it.
Now, if you live under a rock or you just this ain't your genre, you just stumbled and fumbled on the video, Tookie Williams, once again, is one of the originators of the CRIPS out of Los Angeles. And he ultimately was sentenced to death for a murder that he said he did not commit. Now, he may have committed murders previous to that, but he didn't commit the murder that he was being found guilty of, ultimately being sentenced to death for.
Bet my life on it.
Well, he was convicted on 4 counts of murder, committed in 2 or 3 separate instances.
No, let's get it straight. No. 2 separate incidents, and that's, he got the murder at the 7-Eleven in Whittier, and he got the murder or the triple homicide at the hotel on Vermont. That's where the cover-up is. He did the first murder. See, people get these murders all mixed up, and then they go to saying, oh, he guilty all of them. That's not true. 99.9 of these people don't even know what happened in that case. I was there. I introduced him to the people that know. I know what happened. His lawyers came and seen me. They aired in my affidavit I gave him.
And, you know, Tookie Williams was a redeemed man, though, as one would say, right? He went to the penitentiary, still with the gang shit. But at some point, he educated himself and got enlightenment, right? The light bulb, enlightenment, right? The light bulb came on for him through his studies and his searching and his, you know, the cries of the soul to God, right? But ultimately, he finds God, he finds redemption with inside himself, and he comes to the realization that the organization, the CRIPS that he created, you know, ultimately he don't want nothing to do with, and he wish he never would have did it, and you know the whole nine. He wanted to be an advocate for people to stop gangbanging. He wanted to undo what he started. He wanted to bring enlightenment through higher forms of education, so that gang members, Crips, Bloods, whatever it was, you know what I mean, would no longer go down that path right there.
Devastated.
20 years ago, I helped create a gang called the CRIPS. Today, I'm speaking to you from death row. I never imagined that the Crip gang would spread throughout California, throughout the nation, throughout the world. And I deeply regret the legacy that it left, because it left a legacy of genocide, black-on-black genocide. And I apologize for my part in it. But I am deeply encouraged to see you here today. That lets me know that I'm not alone in deeply regretting this legacy and seeing it for what it is. And no one could have a better influence on gang violence or gang culture than gang members themselves, and therefore best positioned to reverse this course of violence. But we must do work. We must get out there and we must forge peace. We must stop exterminating one another. We must stop all of this madness, because at the end of the day, we have only ourselves to blame. We must have a do or die attitude, as we were as street warriors, to rebuild our culture and to create a new lasting legacy, a legacy of peace.
Right. But, you know, I got to flip devil's advocate, because, you know, I've been in the system for a long time, my damn self. And it always trips me out, though, how we get in the system and we was doing wrong on the streets. We was going against all the rules and regulations of society. But yet when we get locked up, we want society to be righteous to us, though. We want society to treat us with fairness and go by the book and then give us justice, right? We want that justice. But yet we done got away with all kinds of shit on this motherfucking street. We done got away with shit motherfucking only us and God know about. So I say that to say this, you know, the murder that Tookie Williams might have been convicted of may not have been the murder that he actually did. But at some point, you know what I mean? Like, this is how life works, right? You get convicted of some shit you really didn't do, but yet you got away with all kinds of shit. Now the court system, you know, they're gonna railroad you. And ultimately, you know, they could have spared Tookie's life, right? Snoop was a big advocate for, you know, F Arnold Schwarzenegger, F the Terminator, right? He was huge advocate of that, you know. And Arnold Schwarzenegger no matter how redeemed Tookie Williams was, no matter how many books he wrote and advocated for. I mean, the brother got a Nobel Peace Prize for one of the other books that he wrote about his biography, damn near, right? So here's a Nobel Prize winner on death row that could do more for the community if he was released to undo the shit that he did, but he did not spare the man, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger, state of California, that ended up executing, you know, Tookie Williams, right? And they sent a message, so they couldn't let him out like that. They sent a message, you know what I mean? That you are the founder of a gang that now wreaks havoc on not only California, but now many other states, right? Just like Larry Hoover, right? Larry Hoover is in the same boat, but Larry Hoover's still here, right? Larry Hoover's still living and breathing. He's an old man. He want to get out now, but he can't get out even on crutches, and they'll never let him out, just on the pretense. But the point of this video today, I want to drive into y'all, and I want to hear what y'all think down in the comments right there. But, you know, looking back at this whole situation and seeing how close Tookie Williams was with Snoop Dogg and how close Snoop Dogg was, I feel like Snoop Dogg betrayed Tookie Williams on the pretenses, though, after Tookie Williams died, Tookie Williams' narrative, his plan to help undo what he started and to promote peace, and the whole narration, right, of undoing the Crips or gangs or whatever you want to word it as, Snoop never carried that legacy on, though, right?
But that's water under the bridge now. And have they reached out to you and the family?
Man, come on. What you think?
Because back then they were talking about, yeah, we need to do this. We need to change. I'm here if you need me. And it's like, okay, now that the hype is gone, the news stories are gone, you don't get no more publicity for speaking on it. Now it's time to do the real work. I don't see nobody.
Man, come on.
So nobody is reaching out to the family.
Man, I don't even want to put that out there.
Man, I had brothers like y'all that was solid. It's the ones that nobody knew that stayed down and still stay down. So to the ones that did, from brother CP and brothers like that was down for, and a lot of other people I'm not mentioning, but that, that always, I'm not talking about it. So if I didn't mention you, that's because you're already in the circle. But for those that are kind of like out of the circle, was one brother CP, that he always tapping in, man. And
we see soon Snoop Dogg, soon Stanley Tookie Williams died, right? He died. Snoop Dogg come out with the Rhythm and Gangster, right? Then he come out with another CD. What was the one? Blue Carpet Treatment. You know what I mean? Blue Carpet Treatment. I mean, Blue Crip, the whole nine, flag on there. Look at the song listing. I mean, you got gang members with Mozzie. I mean, you got songs and entertainment and music that advocate for a lifestyle in a character, right? That, ultimately leads a person to destruction. And this isn't what Tookie Williams would want, though, right? If you loved and cherished this man and he was so adorned to you in the sense of that you wanted to carry his legacy on, you're doing the exact opposite, Snoop, though, by the narration that you've been doing and still be doing, though. You know what I mean? The narrative that you preach to the world, you know what I mean, is Crip, though. It's gangbanging. It's motherfucking gangsterism is super fly. And I mean, it is right now. I mean, shit, we all fly Crippin', fly blood, and everybody. All the gang shit look cool, though. All the gang shit look cool until you go do that gang shit where you got to go sit down in that motherfucker for a life sentence around them but gangsters all day. Then motherfuckers be crying. They want to come home. They've changed their ways. They Muslim now. They won't do it again. But then they get back out here and get right back on the Newport 100s, the Hennessy, and the Twisted Fingers, though. You feel me? It trips me out because, bro, I was just behind the walls with you. I seen how you was out there, but you want to get out here now. Now you want to be this guy, right, in front of these young kids and shit. You want to feel like you man. That story and that narrative is even Tookie Williams saw that the motherfucking direction, the thing that he created was spiraled out of control and is doing nothing for the community. He wanted people that was part of gangs, Crips and Bloods, to take that same energy and put it back into their community so they could uplift and rebuild their communities instead of continue to tear down the communities as motherfuckers do nowadays. Because nowadays, any gang member, little young motherfuckers, however hard and how rich y'all are, whatever, most of y'all is a step away from the penitentiary. Y'all throwing rocks at the penitentiary. Your community, you ain't doing nothing to help that shit. You making it feel unsafe for grandmothers and family members and all kinds of shit because y'all so trigger happy too, though. Y'all gonna be the first one to get off. You that guy, right? You finna be the one. You the trigger guy, right? You finna catch you a body and keep it going. However, you motherfuckers are weak, though, and y'all are parasites to y'all's community, whether y'all want to believe it or not. And back in the day, this is how I know the entertainment industry is the motherfucking devil, right? Because they didn't always used to be Bloods and Crips in New York, though. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all could, that is a California West Coast thing. And at one point in time, there wasn't no Bloods and Crips in in New York like there is now. Now, y'all done took that shit, though. The New York cast done took that shit. They really with it, though. They really ready to kill, live and die by that shit, whole nine. But yet, here's the originator of the Crips, Stanley Tookie Williams, that says that he wrote books. He wrote 8 books advocating against joining the gang or being part of the gang or doing that. The originator of this whole organization that you motherfuckers be living and dying for. So Tookie Williams, basically, he died in vain. Tookie Williams died in vain. We're going to say that. Tookie Williams died in vain, and a lot of brothers throughout the years, decades, have all died in vain behind this shit we call gangbanging, right? They died. This brotherhood, this motherfucking secret society is no longer secret, no longer a brotherhood. This shit is mainstream. The entertainment industry is eating off this shit more than anybody. The entertainment industry in the probably the cemetery industry. These are the two biggest industry. Oh, and the prison industry. Let's not forget the prison industry. This is who benefits off of gangbanging, though, right? The motherfucking entertainment industry is making tons of money promoting this shit to you motherfuckers that feel like y'all living a fairy tale and living through the music, and now y'all are living the music. You know what I mean? Pied Piper got y'all motherfuckers for real. And then you got the motherfucking cemetery industry here that's making tons of money off your caskets and burial fees and expenses and all that shit. And the cold kicker about that right there is a lot of you motherfuckers be dying and leaving a bill to your family that your family can't even pay. Your family can't even pay that shit. They got to set up GoFundMe, borrow from family members and all kinds of shit. Y'all became a burden to y'all family by living this lifestyle that y'all live and calling yourselves a gangster and calling yourselves a real one. But then y'all exit up out of here and leave a big ass burden to your family, kids missing and all kinds of shit. You motherfuckers are the ultimate dummies that be out here living and dying by this street code right here. You know what I mean? And I was once you a straight dummy. I was a straight dummy and I had to go sit down 11 and a half years till I figured that shit out right. But at the end of the day, the cemetery industry is eating off of motherfuckers right there. They're eating. And let's not forget the penitentiary, the private prison industry, who has lobbyists that lobby for stricter crimes on violence and so forth so they can keep these prisons packed. Therefore, they keep you in there and they making money off of you because you're now their investment, their property, and they eating though. They eating. They lobbying for a longer time, but you the one showing up and committing the crime and going back there and helping pay all these industries. They say crime don't pay, but that's who it pay right there. It don't pay you, but it pay all these motherfuckers. It keep motherfuckers in these little small towns fed for generations, all off of you dumb motherfuckers right there. And you know, Snoop Dogg, at the end of the day, I hope this motherfucker do catch this game I'm throwing, because Snoop Dogg, you betrayed motherfucking Tookie Williams, bro. You let him down right there. You ain't carried that narrative that he would want to carry into this world right there. That brother right there, he died in vain. And you know, there's a few of us that can remember his real message at the end, because nobody remembers Tookie for who he became at the end. They just remember of who he was when he began, right? They just remember the Crip King, right? Tookie Williams, you know, this monster right here. This is how they remember. But when the man died, he said that he had been triumphant over the devils and the demons within inside himself, but yet he was doing everything he could with every waking moment he had to motherfucking further the thought and the understanding of people that are in the communities that are at risk to become a gang member or be susceptible to the deception that this entertainment industry pushes on a motherfucker though. Because we buy and live and die by these lyrics and these albums and these rappers. And these rappers are entertainers, and the entertainers are the devils, because they're gonna do anything for some money. They're gonna pump it. That's why Snoop is still reigning the Crip King, because he makes so much money off of cripping and the motherfucking glorification of it. Why would he stop though? He's making all the money of this shit right here. How much did the Olympics say they paid Snoop Dogg just to be there for like a day, a week, an hour? Like, Snoop Dogg be banking off this identity of being the world's #1 Crip though. You know what I mean? And you motherfuckers been buying into this shit. I've been buying into this shit. We all bought into this shit. But, you know, even Suge Knight said that Snoop Dogg was fake and he was a snitch and he was probably working with the police.
Or if you hear about a lot of the artists, some of them used to be on death row, some on other labels. You might hear them getting caught with drugs, getting caught with a gun, stab somebody, do those type of crimes. They're not gonna come to prison. One of the reasons they're not gonna come to prison. Well, Snoop would never come. I mean, Snoop was on, you know, we beat a murder trial for him, but then he was on probation. Then he got caught with 2 ounces of marijuana. Then he got caught with guns. And each time it's nothing. They're not going to violate him. Because for the street guys know what I'm talking about. There's no puzzle. I mean, if you get a guy that constantly getting in trouble and never going to come to prison, that's because he's an informant. He's a rat, a snitch, you know. And they're more important to the police on the streets than in here, because they let them know what's going on. They might save their soul by telling on 3 or 4 or 5 other guys. You know, I'm from Compton, and a rat is the lowest you can go. A rat will do anything.
But you don't think Snoop was a rat?
I mean, I don't want to make Alice. I don't need to put nobody out there. Okay. If I do, that's like a form of telling. But for the street guys out there, they know.
So as an entertainer. So with the brother being an entertainer, I don't put nothing past him, because he's here to entertain us, right? He's here to entertain us. He's here to be on the world stage and entertain us with the lifestyle and the person that he projects, who he thinks we want him to be, right? And we live and die by that shit though, right? Motherfucker be Uncle Snoop Dogg, big homie, motherfucker. But we done seen Snoop Dogg and Snake, Tupac. We done seen, I mean, there's many flaws, right? And now I'm sure there's a lot of good for the brother too, though. Don't let me pull him down. I'm sure he's done some good. There's got to be good out there. But title of this video right here was Did Snoop Dogg betray Stanley Tookie Williams? And I'm going to say yes. Y'all let me know what y'all think down there in the comments. I want to know what y'all think about this, because this might override some of y'all's motherfucking, this might fry your circuit board right here, because a lot of motherfuckers don't understand how much of the entertainment industry is just so fake. You know what I mean? Don't let them tell you who it is and what it is. Watch their actions. Their actions is going to show you who they is. But I'm done on this video right here. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think. You know the game plan. Like this video if you watched this far. This is a fair energy exchange. You feel me? I gave you my energy. You can give me a little bit of your energy. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.
And what that entails is that we're going to create a violence prevention curriculum for at-risk youth throughout America and abroad. So my life will not just be sitting inertia in a prison cell. I will actually be, as I'm doing now, but on a higher scale. I'll be able to reach not just thousands, but hopefully millions of youth, and help to reverse this cycle of madness.